2 years ago I finished in second place in this 5-kilometer race. 3 days later, 2 girls joined our family a bit earlier than expected. And the last 2 years has in so many ways been the best years of my life. But it has also for sure been the hardest. When the twins arrived, sleep and time became very scarce resources. Of course, my main focus since becoming a father has been to be there for the kids. But I also knew that in order to be a good dad, I need to stay as healthy and fit as I can. And my main goal in my training shifted from trying to improve and get faster to maintaining as good shape as possible. And soon I'm starting this exact same race, so I will get to see how well I managed to keep my shape. I'm excited and ready to give it my all, but I'm also a bit nervous to see how I will do. From the start, I'm mainly focusing on the competition between me and my past self, and I try to pace myself well, but I'm also curious to see what my competition looks like. I think I start at a pretty good pace, but that one guy gets an instant huge gap. He's running so fast, so I don't even think of following his back. I didn't know who he was, but the fact that he wears Norwegian national team pants says to me that he might be on another level than me and the rest of the field. So instead I lead out the chasing group in second place, just trying to find my rhythm and starting at a pace that I hope to be able to withstand and give me a good finishing time and position. After a tricky start to the course with lots of twists and turns, we head into the fastest part of the course that goes on this flat asphalt road. Here I feel that I am getting a gap on the rest of the field, and the leader of the race is already far gone. He starts out at a pace that would give him a sub 50-minute finish, which is super impressive if he can make that on this course. The time I had when running this race 2 years ago was 17 minutes and 1 second. So if I have achieved my goal at keeping my shape as good as possible, I shouldn't be so far off from that. I know I'm not in the shape that I was 2 years ago, but I have really done my best to maintain a decent shape. So let's see what my starting pace is compared to the younger version of myself. I start out the first kilometer in 3 minutes and 29 seconds. 2 years ago I did it in 3:21, so I'm already 8 seconds behind. But I'm hoping that the current slightly older version of myself also has become a bit wiser and I'm pacing myself better to be able to run fast all the way to the end. Seeing how far I'm behind my younger self really motivates me to push hard in this downhill part of the course. I actually chose the road racing shoe, the Nike Alpha Flies, for this race, even though it is a cross-country race, because most of the course is on hard packed trails and gravel roads. But taking corners and running on the grass here, it doesn't feel like the best choice of shoes. But I still think that this kind of carbon racing shoe can make me a bit faster for the whole course, since most of it is so fast. I did the second kilometer that had quite a bit of downhill in 3:19 compared to 3:16 the last time I ran this race. So still losing some time on my younger self, but at least only 3 seconds on this kilometer. I feel that I have gotten to the second kilometer in a good position, feeling good and ready to fight to keep my second place in the race and hopefully not be that far off from my previous time. It has been hard finding the time and energy to train these last 2 years, but one thing that has kept me from losing all shape and not already be 1 minute after my past self in this race is that I have set no lower limit to how long a run has to be. Many days I have just done a 10-minute run, but that's a lot better than nothing. And those days when I have gotten to sleep a bit more and have some more time, those short runs has allowed me to be in good enough shape to do more serious training then. And prioritizing at least a bit of training after becoming a dad has been so important for my mental and physical well-being. And also in a way for not losing myself and what I like to do completely. This third kilometer I ran in 3:31, which is actually 1 second faster than I did before. So now I'm only 10 seconds behind my past self. But on the fourth kilometer I really start to feel it, especially on this section where we run on sand and a bit rougher trail. I need to slow down a bit too much. I try to fight to keep up the pace, but it feels so long to the finish line, and seeing that my gap to the third guy is big, I find it hard to push myself. While I'm running here trying my best to up my pace, I would like to thank the Patreon supporters that helps keep this YouTube channel alive, so we can inspire as many people as possible. If you are interested in getting access to a bunch of exclusive bonus content like a podcast, training vlogs and much more, you can check out my Patreon in the description down below. But either way, I'm happy for you being here, watching, commenting and showing your support. It really means a lot. I ended up running the fourth kilometer in 3:46, 9 seconds slower than I did the last time. So at this point, with 1 kilometer to go, I'm 19 seconds slower than my younger self. But I still feel I have good enough legs to do a great last kilometer. I think I slowed down way more than I had to on the fourth kilometer. Having gotten a good gap to the guys behind me and the leader being out of sight, I struggled to push myself enough in this crucial part of the race. But now my mindset is just to finish as fast as possible. Although this last kilometer is a tough one, with most of it being on a slight uphill, I'm determined to make this kilometer my fastest yet and sprint all the way to the finish. I would be really happy to finish within 20 seconds of my younger self, but I know that is going to need a fast finish, because back then I was fighting hard trying to catch up to the winner of that race. As I sprint towards the finish, I'm happy to soon be done, but most of all, I'm really happy that after these last 2 years, I still maintain my shape pretty well. And although it is far from my top priority anymore, maybe I haven't ran my fastest races yet. There I finished the last kilometer in 3:16, giving me a finishing time of 17:21, which is exactly 20 seconds slower than I ran 2 years ago. But this time I got to hang out with my 3 favorite people after finishing.